Hey everyone, it's Jim from Radio Wasteland Records. Greetings and welcome once again to our weekly check into some of the new releases that will be gracing the shelves of an independent record store near you very, very soon. Before we get to the upcoming week's releases, though, there's a couple of big things that are on the horizon that I wanted to take time to mention to you just in case you want to think a little bit further out, and it might be a good idea to get pre-orders in on some of these just to make sure that you get a hold of them. The first being the big announcement from the Rolling Stones that they have got a brand new album on the way. This one is going to be called Hackney Diamonds, and it's due for release on October 20th. 2 vinyl versions is what we're seeing here for our store at least. A black vinyl version that will list for about $33, and there will also be an indie exclusive on clear vinyl, that one also listing for about $33. So again, the Rolling Stones, Hackney Diamonds, hearing some great stuff about this record, some buzz around it as being a great Stones record, due for release on October 20th. Make sure you contact your local store and get your pre-orders in now. One other one a little bit closer, this is the soundtrack to The Nightmare Before Christmas, the Danny Elfman soundtrack, of course. What's special about this, though, is that this reissue of the soundtrack is being released on a picture disc in the zoetrope form, meaning that it's got that artwork that when you spin it creates this nifty little animation. Very cool, but this will be a picture disc reissue of Danny Elfman's soundtrack to The Nightmare Before Christmas, due for release on September 29th, and that should list for around $35. And then one more time, I'd like to run down the list of stuff for Rocktober. These are the Rhino releases that are happening throughout the month of October. Just a very quick blow through on the list. As we get closer to each of these particular week's releases, we'll cover them again, but I wanted to get that full list out to you to give some pre-order considerations because, again, these things will go quick. So again, throughout the month of October from Rhino, we can expect to see the following. North from Matchbox 20, Naked from the Talking Heads, Mad Season from Matchbox 20, Fleetwood Mac's Mystery to Me, and another Matchbox 20, More Than You Think You Are, Little Creatures by the Talking Heads, Buffalo Springfield's, again, the mono edition, a pair from Bad Company, The Greatest Hits, 10 from 6, and self-titled Bad Company, one from the Stone Temple Pilots called Thank You, another Talking Heads, this one True Stories, a big set from the Grateful Dead, them live at Madison Square Garden in 1981. That's going to be a big box set listing for about $125. From the MC5, we can look forward to Kick Out the Jams, Back in the USA, and High Time. Then we've also got the self-titled Foreigner, In-A-Gadda-Da-Vida from Iron Butterfly, something called Yes Singles from Yes, a Monkey's Greatest Hits on orange vinyl, should be pretty cool. One more Matchbox 20, Yourself or Someone Like You, Astral Weeks from Van Morrison, Portugal the Man, Woodstock, Aha's The Hunting High and Low, the band's Last Waltz, that another big one coming in at about $60, The Cars' Greatest Hits, and ZZ Top, the best of ZZ Top. So again, that's a quick rundown of all of the Rocktober releases coming up in the month of October from Rhino Records. Prices vary, but they're usually around $25 or so, and every single one of these is going to be on a limited edition color vinyl. So again, as we get much closer to the individual release dates for these, we'll give you updates on each of them and what they are when we get closer. But if you think there's something you're going to be interested in, best to contact us or your local record store now and get your pre-orders in on those. Now here we go on to the new releases and new reissues expected for Friday, September 15th, 2023. And here in the Mid-Michigan area, we've got a big one expected. We're going to count this as a new release because it's really kind of a new reissue of this, first time on vinyl, coming from Ted Nugent. Yep, the Motor City Madman himself, and an anniversary edition of Fred Bear. Now, this was a little puzzling at first because all our description said was this is an anniversary edition of Fred Bear, and it says limited edition orange-colored vinyl. A little bit of digging, though, shows that this is the 35th anniversary of the passing of the hunting great, the bow hunting great, Fred Bear, and it also celebrates the release of Ted Nugent's iconic song that pays tribute to the master hunter himself. So this is going to be 4 versions on a 12-inch EP of Nugent's Fred Bear song. Further digging shows that this will be released on, of course, Hunter Orange vinyl, and it will contain 4 versions of the song: the studio version of Fred Bear, the Hunt Music Jam version of Fred Bear, and then 2 unreleased versions, an instrumental acoustic and a live in Toledo version recorded in 1994. So Ted Nugent's Fred Bear, they're calling it an anniversary edition of the death of Fred Bear, coming in at a list price of about $27. Should be a fun one, especially for all of you Nugent fans and or fans of Fred Bear. Something also brand new from The Pretenders. This is called Relentless, and it's coming on pink vinyl. This is The Pretenders' 14th studio album, and it arrives, as our description says, with the impulsiveness and attitude that once defined the band's eternal spirit. Relentless is a clearly defined snapshot of where the Pretenders are in 2023. So again, brand new stuff from The Pretenders called Relentless on pink vinyl. This one coming in at a list price of about $25. We can also expect something brand new from the Bare Naked Ladies, Canada's finest, of course. This is called In Flight. It is a double LP and the 18th studio album from Bare Naked Ladies. This one coming in at a list price of about $29. Here's something brand new from the Brothers Osborne. It is their 4th studio album, and it is self-titled The Brothers Osborne. This Grammy-winning duo's new album features 11 new tracks, including their current top 20 hit, Nobody's Nobody. 2 vinyl versions of this, a black vinyl version listing for about $28, and an indie exclusive on white-colored vinyl, this one also listing for about $28. And then one new compilation to pass along, this one coming from Rhino Records as well. This is called Rapper's Delight, A Taste of Sugar Hill Records, 1979 through 1986. The description says that Taste of Sugar Hill Records is a double LP on Orange Crush vinyl, and it's a classic hip-hop collection gathered together for the first time on vinyl, which includes classic tracks from the Sugar Hill Records vault, so of course, like Rapper's Delight, That's the Joint, Apache, White Lines, and many, many more. So a double LP on orange vinyl, Rapper's Delight, A Taste of Sugar Hill Records, 1979 through 1986, coming in at a list price of about $37. Lots of stuff to talk about on the reissue front for the 15th of September as well, including one I'm very excited about. It's good to see that Cake is going through their catalog now and finally giving us some legit reissues. So here is the third in that series, and one of the most anticipated ones. It is a reissue of Comfort Eagle from Cake. This one coming on 180-gram black vinyl. This is Cake's 4th studio album, originally released in 2001. And this one does include Short Skirt Long Jacket and, of course, the song Comfort Eagle, a personal favorite. So Comfort Eagle from Cake, single LP on black vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $27. We have a 25th anniversary of the Goo Goo Dolls' Dizzy Up the Girl on tap as well. This was the 6th studio album by Goo Goo Dolls, originally released in 1998. This one coming on silver vinyl to celebrate that anniversary, and sits at a list price of about $25. Now this doesn't seem right, but here we are, a 40th anniversary of Huey Lewis and the News and Sports. Holy cow, 40 years on that one. So they are celebrating the anniversary of this breakthrough album for Huey Lewis and the News. Originally released in 1983, the album had 4 top 10 hits on the Billboard Hot 100 chart and ranked number 2 on Billboard End of Year charts for 1984. So Huey Lewis and the News, a black vinyl reissue, 40th anniversary of Sports, coming in at a list price of $28. From Cleopatra Records, we're getting a Coke Bottle Green reissue of Sneakers from the Flamin' Groovies. The description says that this is a faithful reissue of the first extended play collection from the American garage rock trailblazers. So the Flamin' Groovies Sneakers on Coke Bottle Green vinyl, coming in at a list price of about $26. Now hang on tight, there's a few different of these next Who albums to get through, starting with a half-speed mastered version of Who's Next. Our description says that this half-speed mastered, which of course means that the audio quality is going to be phenomenal, is housed in the original jacket with a printed inner sleeve and pressed on 180-gram black vinyl. Cut, by the way, at Abbey Road Mastering Studios by acclaimed engineer Miles Showell, from tapes prepared by John Astley. So this is going to be a fantastic sounding release of the Who's Next half-speed master. This one coming in at a list price of about $36. But wait, there's more, as they say. We're also getting an indie exclusive Coke Bottle Green version of this, but it is not the half-speed mastered version. This is, however, a remastered version of the album, housed in the original jacket, but coming on this Coke Bottle Clear vinyl. Limited edition, but they don't say how limited. This one a little pricier than the half-speed master, coming in at a list price of about $40. And then finally, we've got this Who's Next San Francisco 1971. It is a black vinyl reissue of that album on 180-gram vinyl, but it includes a 3 LP live set, and it is the first time ever complete release of the acclaimed San Francisco 1971 show, with all of those tracks being newly remixed. So it is a 4 LP set in a 12 by 12 box, comes in a gatefold jacket, the inner one does, with printed sleeves and notes from Andy Neal. So the 4 LP set, the remastered black vinyl version of Who's Next, and a triple LP live of San Francisco in 1991, coming in at a list price of about $100. Up next is a pair of reissues from the Rolling Stones. We talked about them earlier. Oh, man, they have been around a long time. We're getting a US and a UK reissue of Out of Our Heads. Trying to remember if the album's track listing lineup is a little bit different from each of these, but I know the covers are. So the US version of Out of Our Heads, the reissue of 1965's Rolling Stones' great album, this one coming in at a list price of about $30. And the UK version also listing for about $30. Next up is a set of 4 albums from the late, great Jeff Beck, starting off with a 150-gram black vinyl reissue of Truth. This was his original classic debut album, originally released, by the way, in 1968, and features Rod Stewart on vocals and Ron Wood from the Rolling Stones, now, of course, on guitar. So Truth coming in at a list price of about $24. While Beckola, also on 150-gram black vinyl. Rod Stewart and Ronnie Wood, by the way, on this one as well, listing for about $24. We're also getting a reissue of Blow by Blow on black vinyl from 1975. This one, $24 as well. And we can also look forward to Wired on black vinyl, this one from 1976, also coming in at a list price of $24. And then, just because we're going to toss in this Beck, Bogert, and Appice, there's some discussion whether or not you say Carmine Appice or Carmine Appice. You'll take it either way. But this is Beck, Bogart, and Appice, or Appice, live 1973 and 1974. This was recorded live in Japan in 1973 and London in 1974, and it captures previously unreleased live performances by the original supergroup. Before his death in January, legendary guitarist Jeff Beck revisited these concert recordings and helped get them set for this release. So live 1973 and 1974, Beck, Bogert, and Appice, this one coming in at a list price of about $150. From Elemental Music, we have got a reissue from John Lee Hooker, It Serves You Right to Suffer. Originally released on Impulse Records in early 1966, the songs are a mix of new compositions and reworkings of tunes John Lee Hooker had previously recorded. So this reissue of It Serves You Right to Suffer on black vinyl from John Lee Hooker coming in at a list price of about $36. God and Guns from Leonard Skinner. This one a music on vinyl reissue, 180-gram black vinyl, so it's going to be a little limited. This was the 13th studio album by Southern rock legends Leonard Skinner, and this one comes in at a list price of about $45. Another Willie Nelson reissue. This is Milk Cow Blues, a double LP on black vinyl. This is the 48th studio album released in 2000 from Willie Nelson. It contains several duets and musical collaborations with artists such as B.B. King and Dr. John. Now, this is available on vinyl for the very first time, 180-gram double LP black vinyl, Milk Cow Blues from Willie Nelson, coming in at a list price of $38. Here is a compilation box set from Bob Marley. It is the Ultimate Wailers box. Our description says that this is a gorgeous vinyl box set featuring the early recordings of reggae legend Bob Marley, performing with the group that not only launched his career, but put the Jamaican music scene on the world stage, the Wailers. So this release not only contains lots of great historic recordings, but comes with a 12 by 12 booklet and 4 bonus postcards. Coming on colored vinyl, the Ultimate Wailers box set from Bob Marley, with a list price looking to be about $70. And then wrapping up stuff for the week of the 15th of September, we've got a couple of jazz albums. First up is Bill Evans from Left to Right, And on this, the great Bill Evans plays both the Fender Rhodes and an acoustic piano simultaneously in real time, trading off themes and improvisations with the impeccable taste and unique talent that he is known for. Originally released in 1971, From Left to Right by Bill Evans, coming in at a list price of about $26. And then we can also look forward to a reissue of Midnight Special, this coming from the Blue Note Classic Vinyl series from Jimmy Smith. This, of course, coming on the Blue Note record label. This reissue, and man, is this a cool album, by the way, Midnight Special by Jimmy Smith, part of the Blue Note Classic Vinyl series, coming in at a list price of about $28. And that is a quick check of some of the new releases headed our way for Friday, September 15th, 2023. If you're local to our little Radio Wasteland universe, feel free to contact us or stop by the store with any questions, or if you'd like to put in a pre-order or 2 or 3 or 4. Not local, not a problem at all. Just head over to our website at radiowastelandrecords.com. From there, you can peruse the entire list, lots of the stuff that we couldn't get to, as well as things well into the future or recent releases in the past. We'll also put a link directly to all of this week's releases in the description below, so make sure you click on that so you can check out everything in one succinct place. Until next time, this has been Jim from Radio Wasteland Records. Thanks so much for watching, and we'll talk to you next time from the Wasteland.